What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video at New Biology Clinic. I wanted to put something out there and explain where I'm coming from when I say what I'm about to say and see how everybody feels about that. And that is, I want us to hyper focus the I want us to hyper focus our awareness when we're under stress on the idea and the notion of relaxing. And when we're under quote unquote a relaxing state, I actually want us to look at considering giving that time to let the mind go and let it really wander. Let the questions come up, let the thoughts come up, let everything that we're doing, that we're thinking, let that be the time to let it just unleash. And what I'm getting at here is a lot of people will tell me, hey, I've done meditation, I've done yogas, I've done all these practices, and when we're sitting there trying to calm down, they tell me to relax, and it's like I can't relax. I can't focus, like my mind is wandering, and what people will tend to do, from at least what they tell me, and I, even myself having these experiences, we try to then go, okay, relax, mind, relax, relax, relax. And it's just so hard. And then obviously, yes, hey, put it into the breathing, of course. But there's a reason that mind is wandering. There's a reason that it's going. And people will say, "Oh, I can't calm down. It's something's wrong with me." And I don't want anyone to think that way. And the reason being is one, because nothing's wrong with you. And secondly, it's already going to start taking us on this downward path of how we view ourselves. So my point in this is the reasons that might be driving that, it's allowing you when you are calm to finally try to address it, try to be with it, try to explore it rather than trying to ignore it. Because if you think about it, many of us who have a lot of thoughts going through our mind, a lot of things going through the day, you start to distract your mind from what needs to be done, understandably, because you have goals, you have responsibilities, whatever it may be. Those stresses are going to take your attention for many of you. And then when it comes time to calming down, it's all over the place because why? You're no longer focusing on a task. So what do? We tend to give ourselves more tasks to do so we don't have to be with it. So my thought process and the things that I'm working with people, myself included, is to give yourself a chance to, when we go to create stress, go into those stresses knowing, hey, I want to try to create as much of a relaxing state, knowing very well there's going to be a high stress or stresses. And so when we're exercising, this is why a lot of times I will say, be with the stress, calm with the stress, be present, try to relax. Because the more we can relax under the stresses, the when we shift into, okay, we're done working out, we're calming down now, you can be in your body, you can start to explore that. You're already getting your breath in order because you were doing it under the stress. So now I don't need to ask you to breathe. You've already been training and challenging it just prior to this calming moment. So that when what I'm seeing and what I'm observing and experiencing is that shift. The breath is already there to support it. Now, okay, be with the thoughts, be with the body. Where is your mind taking you? Just keep the breath with that. And you might go on this tangent of like, well, I was over here and I have to think about this, but you're already breathing. Breathe. And then you might go, oh, that's really interesting. Yeah, I have this thing. I wonder why that guy wore that thing today. Oh, why does my hip feel weird? And then your attention goes. And the whole point is trying to gently bring us into the present, gently bringing us into the body. Not saying, okay, body, focus now. Focus. Why aren't you focusing? Come on. And it's like, if you have kids, it's the same concept. I can sit there a thousand ways to tell my son or, the kids if I'm doing, I coach teams like focus, focus. It's a gentle process in. You can be snappy, you can try to do that. I've been there, but it doesn't always work. Why? Because we need to be able to gently bring it back to the present. Because when our minds are wandering, that as much as that can be a hinder for some people, it's actually very much a tool. It can be a very helpful tool if we know how to hone it, we know how to use it, we know how to nurture it. And so what I am seeing is a lot of people saying, I can't calm down. I can't relax. Well, when you can't relax, you're going to go into that stress of whatever movement we're doing or goal life, and you're going to be so drained because you're always under that stress that it's going to go, I just want to avoid that altogether. And what I see with people is when they get in that mindset of the procrastination, then what starts to happen is they go, well, I can't relax because then I'm thinking of all the things I'm not doing. So then what does it do? We try to keep ourselves busy with what? Other things, whether it be eating, binge watching shows. And I'm not saying you can't do those things, but what it tends to do is it puts us in the cycle of going, I don't feel accomplished, but I can't feel accomplished. And then when I'm calm, my mind's racing, and then I'm thinking this, and it just becomes this chaos. And then people go, well, just try to relax. I can't relax. I'm trying to breathe, but my mind keeps racing. And I don't want it to race so it's going, how do I resolve this? What I'm seeing with people is that we go into creating physical stresses. That's not overbearing, not too many things. We focus on trying to breathe under the stress. Bring the breath, bring the relaxation. Once you do that, we've accomplished stressful input output. We go into gentleness. Breathe. Let your mind wander. Don't try to solve it. Just let it go wherever it's going to go. It's going to be here, 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 here. You might find a strain of thought. Stay with it for a sec. Breathe into it. Don't solve it. Just breathe into it. Cool. We're going to go back to this stress. Now, what happens? The body goes, crap, I was just there. I got to focus up because I know how stressful that was. So it helps dial back in the thought, dial back in our attention, learning how to move between the two. So when you have that skill, you can go into wandering into focus, wandering into focus. But if we try to calm the mind when we're erasing mind, if you're someone who has a racing mind, it's very difficult. So this is why training and movement and specificity and purpose with our training is very helpful because it is going to allow us day by day, week by week, moment by moment to be able to harness that breath, harness that attention, harness that intuition, and all those things that we talk about at the clinic. And then being able to go, hey, I don't need to force my body to do something. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to listen. I'm going to be present with it. And then we'll make decisions and we'll act accordingly. So I hope this makes sense. Hopefully, if you're someone who's been listening, watching, you can follow along, join us at the clinic if you're not a member. And if you are a member, keep joining the group sessions, the webinars, everything that we have to offer, myself, including all the other practitioners, all of our enrichment services. There's a lot of great stuff there. So, anyway, I hope this helps. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody, and be well. Keep breathing.